The return of my Coin Lady channel brings me much joy. Here we are, just more than 52.5 cents. This chart is important to me because I have no doubt that the SEC appeal affected the XRP price in some way. However, if you examine the Bitcoin 7-day chart, given that we are still tracking Bitcoin, it closely resembles XRP. Because of Bitcoin's decline, I believe we too took a hit. You should expect XRP and all of these cryptocurrencies to be swept up when Bitcoin begins to make a comeback. And here we are, believing this run has ended when in fact it has only just begun. Also, I wanted to repost this chart because everyone is curious about the return of the old season. Now we're on the road to alt season. You can observe that in the first stage of Bitcoin, a flood of capital flows into Bitcoin, driving up its price. Afterwards, you'll notice that Ethereum receives funding, although it lags behind Bitcoin. After that, Ethereum will begin to surpass Bitcoin in performance, rumors of a flip will circulate, capital will begin to flow into large caps, and so on, ushering in alt season. Now, aside from a shift in time frame, nothing else changed in this cycle. This could be attributable, in part, to the ETFs, specifically, BlackRock's actions with the Bitcoin ETFs may have contributed to the delay. However, if Bitcoin does indeed begin to break out this month as predicted, alt season will resume, and XRP will likely reach a new all-time high by the end of December, leading into January. Based on what most chart analysts are predicting, I believe the price will continue to rise until we reach its peak in March or April. Regardless of Ripple's performance, widespread adoption is not going to happen anytime soon. Nonetheless, we are patiently waiting for Bitcoin to stage a major breakout once again, which will usher in alt season in the following months. At last, it has here. Plus, as you can see, the acquisition of an Alabama license allows us to offer more crypto services. We can now do crypto wire transfers through this business, and they have recently obtained an Alabama money transmitter license. They are also working on converting fiat currency to cryptocurrency. Do you understand what I mean? What will really occur is that adoption will continue to occur. Whatever happens, we will still witness progress. In the US, things are moving more slowly because to the SEC, but in other parts of the globe, nothing is slowing down. In the coming weeks, Ripple will likely receive another money transmitter license. The company will also keep expanding and growing in the US. Despite the SEC's ongoing appeal of the judge's decision, XRP was not significantly affected, contrary to what many people would have you believe. The XRP transaction globe is quite active. You continue to witness XRP transactions occurring all across the globe, leading you to believe that the other party is concerned about the SEC appeal. The United States apparently is falling behind other nations that are becoming major centers for cryptocurrency. They are being left behind due to the presence of anti-crypto politicians who align with the anti-crypto SEC in their efforts to undermine crypto at every opportunity. However, their true goal is to discourage innovation within the country. Yesterday, we placed the blame on the former head of the SEC for the appeal. However, Gary Gensler, the chair, is where it all begins. Since Gary continues to set the agenda while he is chair of the SEC, we are patiently waiting for a new chair to be appointed. The agenda is being controlled by individuals like Elizabeth Warren and the large banks like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Morgan Stanley. The one who actually pushes it at the SEC is simply Gary Gensler. Two attorneys have now spoken out regarding this appeal. For the XRP holders, I will begin with Fred Rispoli. One SEC brief is expected to be due between December and 2024, and this is the SEC vs. Ripple appellate timeframe. They will probably try to get a 30-day extension if they can. Then you'll have to pay after about 120 days. A cross appeal will be made by 25 Ripples. At about the same time, its opening brief is due. Third, around 2 years before 2025 is when the opposing briefs are due. The extension from Ripple is expected to be extended until March 2, 2025. The Republican response briefs are due at the end of March. In 2025, the date of the oral argument is set for September to October. The Second Circuit is expected to issue a verdict no later than January 2026, at the latest. The most probable date is March or April of 2026. By then, this run will have occurred, and those of us who have XRP will have become filthy rich. Jeremy Hogan offers some preliminary commentary on the SEC appeal. The SEC is going to make a huge error if it appeals the program Mike's sales verdict. If it does, it will be able to milk Ripple for more cash without having to shield anyone. Ripple is planning to launch its blue sky legal issue. Furthermore, the SEC's risk assessment is flawed because its victory would effectively dismantle the agency's capacity to oversee the entire cryptocurrency market. We will conclude with Ripple's victory. There will be no further crypto crackdowns after that. 2. In contrast to the previous attempt by the SEC to appeal, which was unsuccessful, this appeal is by right. The judge can rule against us, I've noticed. According to Jeremy Hogan, the SEC has a very good chance of losing, both statistically and because the judge placed a great emphasis on facts in her ruling. Nothing would change with regard to XRP and Ripple's use of it, regardless of whether the SEC were to win the appeal. It's just a matter of money. We'll find out in a few weeks what issues the SEC is appealing, and by mid-December, it must file its first brief. It will not, and cannot, argue that XRP is not a security. XRP does not equate to a securities. It bears repeating. A verdict from the appellate court won't happen until late 2025 or early 2026. I posted a few months ago that it would take till summer 2025. So, keep an eye out for whether the SEC is appealing Injunction 5. My assumption was incorrect. I apologize. In other words, he concurs with Fred Rispoli that the project will not conclude until 2026, and by that point, ISO will have gone live. Every nation on Earth will implement MiCA regulations. There will be a distinct future for cryptocurrency in the majority of nations. The price of XRP will be driven by its utility now. This appeal is meaningless, as you can see. We are still well on our way to being filthy rich from XRP. Bradley Garlinghouse is furious as well. No, he says. That's it, I'm upset. I'm furious that the SEC is wasting our tax dollars on a futile endeavor. The fact that they can act is making me very angry. No way out and no fallout. But rest assured, Ripple, the XRP army, and the cryptocurrency sector will emerge victorious. That is the cause for which Brad is actively campaigning. They are battling not only for Ripple, but also for the people who own XRP. They're vying for dominance in the whole cryptocurrency market, but some people insist on hating XRP and Ripple day in and day out. Personally, I don't get it. Be that as it may, a petition follows. Please join Alex Cobb's effort to end the SEC's pointless and frivolous appeal in the Ripple v. SEC case by sending an email to this address, here@change.org. What truly irritates me, though, is that we are aware that the US is a pay-to-play country. The SEC would have been satisfied with $125 million, right? In my opinion, Gary and the SEC are attempting to extract at least $1 billion from Ripple. In my opinion, that's the sweet spot for American players. Also, hailing from Zoom, this is an excellent post. An XRP price drop to $0.25 wouldn't faze genuine holders. Nothing will come of this appeal. I just showed you that, most likely, we're still dipping, mostly with Bitcoin, and all I hear is people whining about this dip. This is scare tactics 101. I'm sure the appeal had an effect, but I don't think it's nearly as significant as we had hoped. Plus, anyone with any sense will hold on to their XRP and purchase the dip if the price drops. However, the most bullish aspect may be highlighted. You might list all the ways in which this enormous network is fitting together, and how XRP will be transferring value globally. And naturally, the XRP price will be brought up first. Keep your hands on the object you are holding. The future is in your hands once the wheels begin to turn. I'm referring about the widespread and regular use of XRP. It won't be long before the pricing changes. Your attention in seeing my video is greatly appreciated. When you're done, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think.